What's up, guys? It's National Master Dem Apples back here with another video. Hope you all are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some pretty cool chess puzzles and the secret to chess improvement, which is inevitably to solve more puzzles. Now, this was in a Russian chess manual, and I'm pretty sure the Russians know what they're doing in terms of chess. They have so many grandmasters and so many talented players that they must be doing something right. So let's take a look at this puzzle from one of the books that I have. I was just looking at this the other day and I was like, wow, this puzzle is absolutely insane. So right now it's black to move and uh we'll just obtain a decisive advantage. This may or may not be an instant win, but whatever it is, it's going to be pretty cool. So I'll give you guys some time to think. All right. And so there are actually two solutions to this problem. Um, of course, first of all, we need to look for checks, captures, and threats as per my previous video where I solved a lot of puzzles in Puzzle Rush. You should check out that video. So the only reasonable checks here appear to be knight f3 and uh, queen f2, as well as possibly queen takes h2. Let's take a look at queen f2 first, because it looks the most logical, doesn't give up any material. After king h1, though, we don't really have a good follow-up. Our bishop is hanging, and that's something that we have to keep in mind. It's protected, but like white could just snap it off at any moment. So if we were to go in, white would take here, and after takes c5, all of a sudden we're in deep trouble because our king is still in the center, and this knight has to move. So this is clearly not working out in obtaining a decisive advantage. In fact, white has a decisive advantage here. So not queen f2, but let's take a look at knight to f3 check, because it doesn't give up a queen. Now, actually, after pawn takes, check, king f1, and queen f2, we win the game. But unfortunately for us, it's not that simple. White isn't going to let us do that. Of course, if he goes king to f1, we have queen to f2 checkmate. And if he goes king to h1, we have a choice of a plethora of checkmates. So white is going to take back with the knight. And here, black has a very nice win in the form of bishop takes h2 check, knight takes h2, because after king to f1, queen f2 is checkmate. And again, we're looking for checks, captures, and threats. In this case, this happens to be a check and a capture. After knight takes bishop, queen f2 now. And notice how there is a knight on h2, not a pawn. A pawn here would have covered the square on g3 for the knight, but in this case, a knight is there, and the knight does not control g3. And after king to h1, knight to g3 is a very nice checkmate. Now, I would like to point out that there are two solutions, or possibly more, to this problem, and I did not find this knight f3 one, although I should have. I found this interesting one. Queen takes h2. Okay, well, obviously, if king to f1, white just loses after queen h1 check, king to e2, queen takes, and then checkmate. But that doesn't really need to be calculated. Once the queen gets here, it's game over. So white has to capture the queen, after which we have a mate in two, starting with knight to f3. And the thing is, if white goes back, we have checkmate. And if white goes forward, we have checkmate. Now, for some reason, I did not see this checkmate when I was trying to solve this puzzle. And I was like, check, 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 checkmate. Personally, I like this more because, I mean, look at the poor white king. It's all the way on our side of the board, but it's not the quickest checkmate, which we should always be aiming for, unless you want to troll your opponent. And so I found this to be a very nice puzzle involving a queen sacrifice. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, in this position, it's white to move and obtain some sort of decisive advantage, and the situation looks kind of bleak, right? Our queen is being pinned to our king, and it doesn't seem like we have any good way around it. But I'd like you to pause the video and try to think of White's best response. All right, and so here we obviously need to deal with the pin on our queen, or else Black will take our queen next move. And so let's take a look at some checks first of all. Rook takes a6. This doesn't really do much after pawn takes rook. And after rook takes here, this doesn't really do much either. Black can just hide. So we've ruled out all the ineffective checks. Now we have to deal with this. So one of the ways is rook e4, but after rook takes e4, we just delayed the problem. We can win this rook, but we lose our queen. So this is really, really bad. So the most logical move, rook takes rook, just delaying our inevitable defeat or victory for one more move. Now, obviously, Black needs to take back with the rook. If he takes back with the queen, we have a free rook on h6, protected by our queen. Remember that pinned pieces do indeed protect other pieces. So, Black will take back with the rook, and now we're screwed again, right? Well, not really. Let's look for checks, captures, and threats. Queen takes pawn is not a check, first of all, because our queen is pinned. So let's take a look at the next one. b6. Ooh, this looks interesting. Well, let's see what happens if Black goes to the back rank. Doesn't matter A or B8. We're gonna go Rook H8, and after Black blocks with his queen, we can take and take with a nice back rank checkmate. What a turn of events! But Black's not gonna go down so easily. He can take with the rook, but he's gonna lose his queen, so that's probably not a good idea. So he's probably going to take with his king. And now we've realized that geometry is really helping White now. Because even though there is no more rook on h6 to take, the king and the rook are lined up, pinned in a way, and the rook and the queen are also pinned, kinda. So Black's really stuck in pins if you think about it, and rook h6 really takes advantage of this. So White delays this, right, the capture on the queen, because the rook is hanging. I'm sorry, the rook is pinned. And if the rook ever moves, right, say on this rank, White will win the queen. The most logical move seems to be rook takes rook, or else White will take this rook next move. Black is not in time to protect it. So rook takes rook, and oh, it's not letting me take this rook, but fortunately enough, a queen is worth more than a rook, and we will win this game. We are up quite a bit of material here, and just to add insult to injury, Black can't take this pawn because of a fork. So this leaves White with a winning position, and these puzzles were pretty tough, but solving tough puzzles, or even easy puzzles sometimes, makes you a better chess player. It's the secret to chess improvement. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.